Okay, at this point po, we would like to invite our friends from the press to ask questions to anyone from our cast, to our artistic team, to our production team. Anything that you want to know about the production.
And I'm sure marami.
Marami. Oo,
questions.
ang dami natin teaser kanina.
Ayan, sobrang dami ng questions. Ayun!
Ayan. Okay.
Meron nang nagtaas.
Sige, lapitan ko,
Ayan.
Ramos.
Sige po.
Siyempre, nabanggit kanina na, Ibarra Mateo nga pala. Nabanggit kanina na first staging in the Philippines, so marketing-wise, medyo risky. But, ano yung nag-push? What pushed tanghalang Filipino to take the risk and stage this little or least known Shakespearean play?
Ayan, syempre si Tatang po ang sasagot niya.
Siya bang kriminal?
Opo.
Kami ni Carlitos ang kriminal. Pagkatapos ng Midsummer Night's Dream ni Carlitos, we were very happy with the results of Midsummer Night's Dream. Kukwentuhan na kami kung ano susunod. And isa ito sa nabanggit ni Carlitos. Pero bago itong Coriolano, isang binanggit din niya ay Julius Caesar. Pero kinausap namin si Galan, ang sabi ni Galan, gagawin daw yata nila ang Julius Caesar sa Ateneo also. So, nasabi ni Carlitos, ang isa pang gusto niyang i-direct ay ang Coriolanos. And that somehow started it. And having listened to him kung ano yung Coriolanos, tsaka I also read about it, nag-google ako, at nakita ko na mukhang siya ay tamang-tama lang sa panahon na ito ay ipapalabas in relation to the coming elections this coming May. So, yun ang dahilan.
Thank you.
Yeah, at saka sa akin naman, on my side, on my end, na-interest ako sa Coriolanos actually before I found out how long it was. Pero it's the second longest play after Hamlet. So with the help of Judy Ick and Guelan Luarca, it was edited down, but still keeping most of the the substantial themes in it. But I was attracted to it because nga of yung complexity ng situation in the play parang reflects what's going on dito ngayon. We all want human rights, democratic rights for everybody, and then yung on the other hand, yung gusto ng order and control and all of that. So those conflicting values, and both sides, on both ends, at least as far as the political level of the play goes, on both sides, they're both earnest. They're both sincere in their kung ano yung pinaglalaban nila. May mga abuso on both ends at saka meron ding may humanity at meron talaga idealism din on both ends. So it's a complex issue na it's best to present it talaga in its full with giving both equal weight and find ourselves parang in similar territory to where we are now, hopefully to make us ask questions about how to proceed forward with similar challenges facing us now. So, it's very easy to turn this into a propaganda piece one way or another, pero it's really best to keep it parang make the audience act and don't act for the audience. So basically that was the whole point. That's the whole point for this treatment. But the reason is because I really wanted to do it. Ito at saka yung Julius Caesar, because they're very reflective of what's going on sa ating community today. Mukhang it will be a classic problem. Hindi na tayo iiwanan ito so long as the system remains the way it is. So it's best to keep in mind thinking and facing it head on and figuring out how to survive this and move forward from here, and move forward constructively from here if we can.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Carlitos and Tatang. Ayan pa. Hi, Mark.
Hi Hi everyone, I'm Anne Cabrera for Evo and Grace. So I just wanted to congratulate everyone for this upcoming play. This question goes out to Direk Carlitos. So you mentioned a while ago before we started that you deviated, or some of the scenes rather, I think, that were omitted was the relationship that Coriolano had or has with his mother. So would you think there is a major effect on, the way it was cut, or would you think it was just a minor thing naman?
No, no, we did not cut it. The volume niya, Coriolano plot is there, intact, in the full production. Wala lang ngayon because our two alternate volumnias are not here. But that's really, that relationship, that plot really forms a major part of the play. It's central, kasi she stands for Rome and the values of Rome, at ginawa niya, gusto rin niya maging lalaki through her own son. And it affects also the sense of manhood of her own son, which is Coriolano. Kaya it's really, she's central to she is central to the story. And we hardly cut it. And there's a famous scene in the last act na ang haba-haba ng niya, but it's really a fascinating scene about, and you can see everything at work, emotional blackmail, and talagang appealing, pleading, and then finally a threat to her son, almost giving a mother's curse. It's really, I think it's powerful stuff. And that's the thing I like about this place. It's parang meron siya ng political side, and then there's this very strong mother-son umbilical cord na hindi maputol-putol right at the heart of this material.
Would you say that would be like, because I was thinking the Oedipus King complex. I'm not sure if it's something like that.
I mean, there have been readings of that, na Oedipal theory, pre-Oedipal theory. It has, a lot of it has to do with, I mean, of course, at that time naman wala namang, I guess the playwright, wala naman siyang, he just got all of this from observation of human nature, di ba? Wala namang Freud at that time. So, but yeah, there have been readings of that na yung finding your manhood by first divorcing yourself from your mother. Maybe Judy Ick might want to talk about this.
Oh, I don't know. Coriolanus is just known as one of the greatest mama's boys in literature. I mean, that's the way sort of literary scholars look at Coriolanus, and that relationship is at the heart of who he is. I don't know what else I can say about that, except maybe for all men naman, di ba? It's the relationship with the mother you have to work out.
Yeah, and sorry, one last question. What do you think as a director is the most challenging thing that you've encountered, trying to do this play all together? Like the greatest challenge for you?
For me, well, we're still in the middle of rehearsals, and one of the things that is coming, that is really challenging, I find challenging, is maintaining the balance between the values of the patrician, yung mga so-called authoritarian fascist, and the democratic, townspeople. So I don't want one or the other to be mas malakas ang sympathy sa audience, because I'd like that to be parang, I want them to present themselves at their best and also equally at their worst. Para that's the challenge, because sometimes there are some rehearsals I feel I'm swinging too much. Ang sympathy ko is going too much to the patrician because we see the vulnerability. There are a lot of scenes where we see the vulnerability. Ang sa akin, I want to beef up the other side para mas patas. So it's a matter of balancing the tone, and then outside of that, I'm very confident kasi with the cast and with the artistic team. So yeah, if there's any shortcoming here, it would be mine. You will see it if there's any. So because the team is reliable, and it's skilled, highly skilled, and committed and talented.
Thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Any other questions? Okay. Wow, Orly.
Hi. Congratulations, everyone. Orly Agawin Chelical Vlog. This goes for Professor Judy or Direk Carlitos. Considering, yes, that this is one of Shakespeare's least popular works, no? How does this production make this more accessible for younger audiences? Well, apparently we've already seen how we have translated that into Filipino, But in terms of the production, the performance, the look and the design, how could this be more accessible to younger students, younger audiences, for us to develop more interest in Shakespeare? Coriolanus is one of my more favorite Shakespeare material, but it's kind of hard to, well, it's a challenge to read, much more a challenge probably to see on stage. I believe that this has been a challenge for the artistic team. How are you able to address that? So, and how could we make this, as what I've said, more accessible to our younger audiences? Thank you.
Me first. Step one is cut. No, seriously, I mean, as Carlitos mentioned, it's a long play. So, I mean, I really tried to pare it down to its, to get the essence of the story. To me, just, if you just tell a clear story, I think you would have done a great job. I'm sure there are other design elements, and Carlitos can speak to that. But the other thing I just wanted to say about it is, it's precisely the ambiguity, I think, that will make it familiar to the kids. Never underestimate children, I say. Unlike Shakespeare's other tragedies, where good and evil are clearly marked out, you go to Richard III, you know who the bad guy is. In this one, you don't. And the kids today grow up in a world where they don't know who the good guys and the bad guys are either. So in many ways, it speaks to them. So that's, I think, to me, one advantage. I think they will understand. My work as a dramaturg is just to deliver sort of the clearest script possible, so that, the story, in all its ambiguity, still manages to surface.
I totally agree with that. The other thing that is where we hope to, the other way of making it accessible, and that we've been working on this, is to make the relationships alive and clear and working, actually operating between the characters. Because it's very easy to play this na parang ano lang siya, tunog linya. So the thing that's outside of the text and that we constantly work on is the relationships. What is one doing to the other person? Yung mga things under the text, the subtext is to get across what they want from each other. And we hope that audiences will pick up on that. So even if you don't quite understand the words, you still understand what's going on because of behavior, because of relationships, and also because of blocking and lighting and the music cues. All of this are storytelling devices outside of the text, so that it's not just lines. Of course, we honor the lines. The lines are there, paramount, but to make them more parang mas kumagat, you need devices and actor devices, actors work relationships, and then lighting and sound and all of that, scenery, costumes, to make those parang mas kumagat yung mga relation, mas malinaw yung kwento. So I think the other thing is we highly trust the intelligence of the audience, and they will pick it up, I think.
Thank you.